Hi guys, so we've decided to have a look at the Imperial Guard Codex in light of 6th edition and of course in light of the new FAQ. Let's face it, most of the FAQ is doing little more than adding in the words Codex Imperial Guard to most of the special rules, just so that your allies and things don't get combinations with some of the incredible abilities of the Imperial Guard, let's face it. But across the board, Darrell, what would you say has happened to the Imperial Guard in 6th edition?
I think they're all made out of Terminator armor. I think they've all just become the Terminator out of Terminator 1, not the friendly one out of the later movies.
Yeah.
The big, huge blobs of 50 guys that are fearless are now ridiculously good.
Well, you mean the conscripts, the units of conscripts. I'm not sure whether they're fearless, but I mean, they put a commissar in there and they're stubborn and all as well. It's ridiculous.
They're ridiculously good. Anything in this edition, me and Andy pretty much are 100% agreed that fires a large blast is ridiculously good, and Guard are the king of large blasts.
Big tanks.
Big tanks with large blasts.
Yeah.
We differ. He wants a Lehman Russ, which I should really want being a Space Wolf player, and I want Manticores. Vendettas, all that there stuff is all flying and is all great. They're the only army that actually straight out of the box deals with flying, with having some ground stuff that can shoot at the flying stuff, having great flying stuff as well.
Yep.
And the stuff that's on the ground just will not budge.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's go through some of it. Of course, the Lehman Russ then has the battle tank has its battle cannon, strength 8, AP 3, large blast, no hole in the blast anymore. It's ordnance. It's got 72-inch range. It's in a chassis that has a 14 armor on the front. So it's going to lurk at the back of the board, shooting you at 72 inches.
Especially you're playing lengthwise across one of these boards now.
It costs the princely sum of 150 points for one.
Yeah.
And mind you, of course, you want to stick some extra weapons on that as well, so nobody can blow up your battle cannon.
Lots of extra weapons. I believe
Hunter killer missile.
Hunter killer missile. If it's an extra heavy bolter you buy it, and if you can buy a storm bolter for the commander. Heavy stubber. You buy all them extra bits that are classed as weapons, and you never fire that hunter killer missile.
No.
That could save your big battle cannon. Sponsons, obviously, if any of your guard vehicles have the option of nice, especially cheap, like heavy bolter sponsons or stubble sponsons, you buy them to save your big gun.
Well, that's it. One of my favourite little bits of cheese, having sitting. Messing about, making my own little bit of Imperial Guard army, you do get to have a look and basically try and dig up some cheese. And one of the ones I found that was particularly nice, I thought, was the Knight Commander Pask, who's the upgrade character for a Lehman Russ tank. You pay an extra 50. He basically gives your Lehman Russ BS4 and an extra +1 to penetrate vehicles. I can't remember whether it's +1 on strength or whether it's +1 on the actual penetration roll. Either way, it gives you a +1.
Yeah.
If you don't move. He can take that Punisher cannon, and the Punisher cannon fires 20 shots at, I think it's strength 6 if he doesn't move, strength 5 perhaps if he does.
Yeah.
The thing is, all those wee light vehicles now, armor 12 or less,
are all done for.
Oh, 20 shots right into them. You know,
even the strength 5 ones are done for. All Rhinos, Razorback spam, all them Dark Eldar vehicles are all done for.
Yeah.
It's just glance. Oh, 3 glances. Previously would have probably equaled I'm shaking. Now equals I'm dead.
Yeah. Again, it's only got 24-inch range if I remember, but the fact is, 72-inch. Your other 2 battle cannons are shooting 72 inches. Big blast, all the way down as your guys are coming close. As soon as those fast flyers, fast skimmers, whatever, you just go bang, 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 bang. You know, even if you need 6s to hit, it's 20 rolls. I'll have a bash at that every time. You know,
against them flyers, what's an average of 3 hits on the armor 10? So you have got a chance of taking down a flyer a turn if you get reasonably lucky on your dice.
Well, that's it.
You know,
again, with the vehicles all getting slightly better with hull points and stuff, all of these Imperial Guard vehicles have just all taken a big step up. The return of the mechanized Guard army list is on the horizon, guys.
Oh, very much.
It's coming back in a big way.
I expect to see a lot of it at tournaments very soon.
Yeah, and of course the horde spam as well is gonna work too, because this snapfire. Charging one of those conscripts, the unit of conscripts, who have 50 of them, all with las guns. It's 100 shots back at you. There's also, of course, Strachan who can hand out loads of orders. I love Iron Hand
Exactly.
Strachan. In fact, let's have a quick look at the FAQ just to make sure he's not changed any. In fact, he hasn't really. All it's done is said that he only affects Imperial Guard. He gives them counterattack and Furious Charge.
So
You know, 50 conscripts, all with Snapfire, all with counterattack and Furious Charge and stuff like that.
that's what we were chatting about previously. They lie down when they're getting shot at. He orders them, stand up, you dog.
Yeah, stand up. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got there's loads of really nice Imperial Guard combinations that are just appearing in this new book. The addition of Snapfire, the fact that you can have so many guys in some of these units, you know, you're hitting in sixes. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take a go at that. The other one is, of course, as well, heavy weapons can move and take a snapshot.
Yeah.
One of the army lists that we made previously had a missile launcher in the command squad. Now, the command squad's going to be moving a lot to try and keep within the 12 inches to keep some of these units within order distance and within some of the special rules distance. Use that missile launcher to take snapshots at any flyers that are out there. You hit them in a 6 anyway. You might as well snap fire them. You know, there's no reason not to. And it's one of those things. Imperial Guard can take a lot of heavy weapons. All those heavy weapon teams can all take snapshots.
Yeah.
Not only that, of course, 6th edition is supposed to be the advent of flyers, and Imperial Guard straight out of the box get
flyers.
The only tank at this stage anyway in the game that has Skyfire as standard, and that's the Hydra flak tank.
And they're cheap.
Oh,
They're
so cheap. 75 points for a flak tank.
Yeah, twin length, 4 shots each turn.
72 inches of range, I believe, as well.
Yeah. So you won't want to see Guard with your nice new shiny Storm Talons.
Yeah, all those dagger jets all getting shot down by
might as well
by
call
the
them
dozen.
Storm Dustbins.
Yeah.
Because Hydras, you'll turn up turn 1 or turn 2, and Hydras will just go, oh, there you are, you're dead.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Hydras, the other big thing, sorry, cut in, Hydras take away cover saves.
Yeah.
Hydras
That's it,
take
no
away
cover
cover
save.
saves from turbo boosting and things like that there. So you may not even get your 5-up jink. It hasn't really been FAQ'd, but you may not even get your 5-up jink off the Hydra having a shot at you. So
Yeah, well, it's got Skyfire, so I mean, it's got the Skyfire rule.
yeah,
Whatever that says, that's what it does. Again, 225 points for 3 of them, all sitting in a squadron.
12 shots a turn, on average hitting with what 75% of that, 9 of them hits. That's a dead flyer a turn easily.
Yeah.
That is easily a dead flyer a turn because all you want, glance, dead flyer.
That's it. So, I mean, other than that, the bog standard Imperial Guard, of course, are doing all the things they normally do. The veterans, because the veterans now have BS4, they can snap fire, they can do all their fire. They're all getting, they've got some resistance now to assault because they can at least shoot some of the guys that are trying to assault them. All across the board, that's great for Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
And not only that, crack grenades. Imperial Guard with crack grenades can now have a go at any of those walkers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Dreadnoughts.
There's no longer running a dreadnought in there to keep 50, 60 guardsmen busy. They'll crack it to death.
Yeah,
If
somebody will.
Yeah.
Somebody will crack it
If
to
you've
death.
bought enough of it. Dreadnoughts are the one thing, the vehicle that I think is taking the biggest hit in this entire thing.
Oh, and, well, saying that, I mean, walkers across the board, because I lump sentinels into that category as well. Sentinels, of course, being the Imperial Guard equivalent. In all honesty, they're probably the vehicle that you'll never take anymore for Imperial Guard. I used to like the armored sentinels with autocannons and stuff, just for taking out all those light vehicles. There was a lot of things like Razorback spam, all that sort of stuff being played with loads and loads of Razorbacks and stuff. All those armored sentinels were great because an autocannon shot, bang, oh yeah, there's weapon destroyed, there's something, you know, it was all pretty good. Now it's not worth it. They're really not.
All the other stuff is so much better than just the bog standard sentinel. Regular Marines will run into it now and eat it rapidly in the combat. They will 2 hull points, 1 turn. I'd say 10 tactical Marines with crack grenades will take it out in a turn probably.
And not only just that, of course, it's got 1 weapon and you can't buy any more for it. And it's only 1 weapon, is its tasty weapon as well. So it's not like you've got, even if you had a guy with a pistol, a pistol strapped to the top of it, you would at least get a 50-50 chance of not losing your gun on a weapon destroyed. It's not going to happen. Once your weapon's destroyed on a sentinel, it's basically just a big chicken at that point, going around trying to kick things to death.
But even
work.
even if you get that stage of weapon destroyed, it's been penetrated. It's an open top walker, as far as I remember off the top of my head. It's not. You're going to get lucky to get a weapon destroyed. You know,
That's it.
if you're penetrated, you'll be lucky to get off with a weapon destroyed. Especially, I think if the likes of a melter or something hits you, that's the worst result they can possibly get. Is to destroy a weapon.
Again, there are other things in the Imperial Guard book that it's not quite clear yet whether there's anything particularly good, or whether they've changed enough that they would now be considered to be great. Ogryn, I've always liked. I've never played them because they were never really that competitive. Now they're slightly better because they can all shoot, snapfire and stuff like that. You know, Ripper guns have a rubbishy range, but Ogryn are actually pretty good when it comes to fighting.
I think
but they're expensive.
I think our anonymous Rough Riders have got worse now with your power weapons not being able to affect the Terminator. You'll see even less Rough Riders. Previously, Rough Riders scared me. You know, I played against a guy at a tournament a few months ago, and I killed everything bar the Rough Riders, and he goes, "I'll just concede now, not bring my Rough Riders on because they'd stayed in reserve for a while." That's all right. We'll shake hands now. Don't bother bringing your Rough Riders on because that initiative 5, strength 5. Now, if it's charging into a unit of Terminators, it's really going to bounce. It is.
It was always the case. Rough Riders were surprising, you know, because they weren't played very often. When they did come in, suddenly it was all this either initiative 5, their strength 5, it's a power weapon, you know, for their first turn. It was all whoa. Suddenly, all my guys just got a bad kick in there in that one turn. But no, now that they're a lot worse. They're not going to do the same sort of stuff. But in fast attack as well. I mean, now you can. Well, say now, you always were. You can get the Hellhound tanks. Hellhounds are brilliant. Yeah. So there are Hellhounds. Even the one with the melter cannon's pretty good. The Bane Wolf, it's not so good. The best thing, of course, about the Hellhound is that you can sneaky around and be Weasley with your template to try and get things in the back facing and stuff like that.
Strength 6 is AP4, so the likes of them Necron Warriors and things like that there aren't going to get an armor save against it. Them sort of guys are going to be hiding behind a big rock, not wanting to be seen. Hellhound's good for just going, I'll go up here and I'll go around the corner like that.
And just get you all.
And it's a template weapon, so you're not getting a cover save against it and all that there. Yeah. They were great for that, but no, it's anything with a big blast. Master of the Ordnance.
Master of the Ordnance.
Master
of the Ordnance. We love Master of the Ordnance. Again, big blasts being great. He's got one of the best. Yeah. Is it D3 of them he calls down, or is it? I can't even remember.
I think it is. Yes, D3. I remember a tournament recently where it was very painful. It does always scatter, I think.
Even if it's one, it makes no difference.
Yeah.
The fact is that one template now has no hole in it, so everything underneath it.
I don't think anybody at this point, even guardsmen, if you're facing another guard, can park a lot of vehicles beside each other.
Yeah, well, remember, of course, the guard get the Saiger Battle Squad as well. They do very much the same thing.
Yeah, very similar. The only difference is with some of the Saiger rules, you don't get an invulnerable save against it. But Saiger Battle Squad never did, so it's of no great difference. They're still a great unit. They still do their job.
You can now, of course, you might be able to deny the witch on their big blast. But so
yeah,
really. So it is one of the things that possibly got slightly worse. But even then, the Primaris Psyker, of course, as well is another one that should be mentioned because he's a Psyker, so sticking him into one of your squads gives it a better deny the witch.
Yeah, he'll have access to some of them powers as well.
He does. He has access to biomancy, pyromancy, telepathy, and telekinesis.
Yeah, so he's access to quite a few of them. So he's 4 of them, so that's not bad,
If I remember rightly, he's probably got some of the powers as well that you maybe wouldn't mind swapping out because not all of them are great. I think one of them's a cover save and one of them's some sort of shooty type thing. So.
Well, you'll hear our opinions on the psychic powers.
You will. But there you go. I mean, other than that, of course, they've still got Valkyries. They've still got Vendettas. They're all flyers now. So they're all the good flyer rules. In all honesty, I think that the Vendetta is probably going to be the benchmark of the flyers.
Oh, without doubt.
If the Vendetta is really good, then flyers will be good.
Armor 12 with 3 twin-link las cannons. I would dare place a bet that this could be the best of all flyers. It'll kill the other guy's flyers quickly, and it'll fly about then handing out the pain to everybody.
Yep, that's it, and dropping veteran squads on everybody.
Yeah.
So hopefully, veteran squads full of flamers, because we know flamers are great now for Snapfire. So there you go, guys. I'll tell you what, why don't you give us some of what you think about the Imperial Guard? Why don't you drop some comments below? Why don't you tell us what you think's improved? Why don't you tell us what you think is worse? Do you think the Primaris Sager is any better, or is he worthwhile swapping out some of his psychic powers? Guys, if you've got painted Imperial Guard, why don't you send us the pictures? And if you've got a fantastic Imperial Guard army list, you can contact us at submissions@beastsofwar.com, or up at the top of the screen there in the Beasts of War website. There's a little drop down where you can make us, you can send us a suggestion or whatever you want. So, guys, we'll get on. We'll have a look at some more codexes, and we'll be back soon.